Well, I'm on the farm today. It is cold. It's down in, I think it's about 20 or 21 degrees. Wind's been blowing like crazy. We got some new flags down here on this end of the lane. And I think the other ones were pretty tattered. We need some up on that end. They might be on order, I'm not sure. But in any event, I want to talk today about Victories on a small part-time farm where the farmer has a full-time day job. In my case, full-time day job, an hour and a half off the farm. I'm gonna need the Farmall 350, and as I've said in my other videos, we're still kind of stretch its legs just to kind of see what we got. See if this thing will start. Let's see what happens. Take the obligatory picture of the exhaust. So while this thing's percolating and kind of getting the oil running through the system, I'll just talk about the deal of Victories on a small farm. Part-time farm is what we are. I'm not full-time up here. And so when you have a day job, you know, it's quite the time consumer, as you can imagine. Day jobs get in the way of a whole lot of things. And so when we have time to come up here and work, we do, but sometimes the time is limited. And so, you know, when it's daylight savings time like it is right now, and it gets dark so soon, it just kind of obliterates the ability to come up here after work during the week and be able to get anything done unless you take vacation, which I've already done that once, and took an afternoon off and came up here. In any event, so what we try to do is we try to have what I call victories, small victories, and these victories are key to having a successful farm, in my opinion. And if we get on this farm and we just do one thing, one little thing, it's progress and it's a victory. Just getting this tractor to start is a victory, because that means we can do something. So you might think of you know, when I call it a victory, it might just be this might just be a chore. I mean, we're not always on a tractor, you know, baling hay and raking hay for hours and hours on end. Sometimes we just do the little things and they add up, and sometimes they add up over a period of days and weeks, because we just can't do everything all at once. Sounding pretty good. I'll climb up on this thing, and then we're going to mosey out, and I'll show you one of the things I need to do. All right. So for knocking around up here, I'm finding that I really like third gear on this Farmall. It gets me where I'm going quick enough, but not so fast that I'm in a race. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. We got an old apple tree that has fallen. It's been down for a while and it needs to be drug out of the way. I don't have a chainsaw ready to go, and I don't have time to get one and sharpen it up. So if this thing's not attached to the stump, I'm gonna try to get a chain, put it to it. That's the tree right there. Pull it out of the way where we can where we can cut it up. Got a barrel around the trunk of it. Let me get off here and look at this thing. I'll be right back. So right here's the tree, and it's got a barrel that's kind of grown around it. I guess the tree grew up through it. I can't explain it. But I believe I can hook a chain right there and pull it out. Alright, so what I got to do is I got to go over to my barn and get a chain. I'm not complaining about the cold. You know, it's not like I'm in Minnesota or upstate New York, or you know, somewhere where it's just crazy cold, you know, below zero, but nonetheless it's cold. Beautiful day. So this is one of the things we do on the farm to kind of make things go. There's always something to do. You know, it's always there's always a chore that needs to be done, and we need to get that tree out of there because we run a bush hog. We try to keep that old orchard trimmed up, but moreover, a lot of times in the middle of haying, it'll be a place where we drop our kicker wagons off. And you know, we can go between the two fields right down in here from that kind of central location. And I may bring one of those wagons over today as well. So one of the things I got to do is there's supposed to be a lever that attaches here and reaches down to this this arm right here, and that lifts. It pushes down on that tab, and that's what locks the brakes. Now, it's a piece of bale and twine here, and there's a wire here, just an old piece of wire. And I think what it is, they probably had a string hooked down here and set right there. And that's what I'm going to do, because when I'm sitting in that seat, it's darn near physically impossible for me to hunker down and grab this tab or grab that right there. And so what I want to do is temporarily put a string to it till I can find some linkage that'll actually go in there and fit and work. So let me do that. So I got the string rigged on that brake, and I'll just show you here. Now what I did is I cut one end of the string, of a string like this right here, and then I threaded this end through the hole in that bracket. And instead of tying a knot down at the bottom here, I'm just letting the size of the knot fill up that back side of the hole so that I can grab that string and lift up on it when I try to do this parking brake. It may work, it may not work. And right there is a victory on a small farm. You got a full-time job. You can't be up here 24/7 working like I would like to be doing, but so right here's my chain and clevis that I'm going to use, and I'm going to lay it out here so I don't forget it. And I think while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and try to grab one of those kicker wagons and bring it over. That's on the list too, so I'll try to do that. That tire's got a little cut in it. All these tires are old and kind of dry rotted, but I'll run them as long as I can. Tires are expensive. Alright, so I'm backed up to the wagon and I got my brake pulled and I want to lock it, and I don't think this is going to work. There we go. So that worked. So you see that thing kicked up like that? That means it's holding that brake, and we need a brake. We need a brake on this farm for a lot of things, but we need a brake. So look up attachments. The holes on when you line up the holes, they don't all the tractor doesn't drift off of it, and so it's very important to be able to, when you're hooking up equipment, to have a functioning parking brake. So the brake fix, temporary brake fix, is working like a champ. And I had to back up to this hole 2 or 3 times to get to it, because this tractor's too heavy to push forward, and I don't know that this wagon's like frozen to the ground, but it's definitely not moving when I push on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this wagon while I go back over to deal with that tree, and on my way around the backside of the barn I'll get my chain and clevis and throw it on the wagon, and kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright, I'm back on the tractor and trying to get my glove on here. Back in 3rd gear. And here we go. Put that right there. This bolt came with the tractor, and we'll keep going. Getting back to the other side. This tractor has the fast hitch. If you're not familiar with that, I'll get into some videos talking about that at some point. Whew, it's cold. I'll come back. Alright, so I got another wagon over here. I brought that one over before, and pull this pin. And so that's that's a victory. We got something done here, which is good. I'll put this bolt back in here, put that clevis on there, drop this pin into it, and we'll get my chain and walk it over there, and then I'll come back and get the tractor. We'll see if we can pull that little tree out. I hope it's not still hooked to the ground, but we're going to try. Alright, so I got this little apple tree here, and I can't get the chain under this part, so I looped it around that limb right there, and drop it onto this clevis, which, daggone, it ain't gonna fit. Alright, I'll come back. Alright, so this might be a bad idea, but I got enough slack between the bottom of that clevis and and this thing to hook it in there, and hopefully it won't come unpulled. I'm really surprised that that loop doesn't fit over that clevis. It just seems like I've used that before over and over, but maybe it was a different clevis. We've got different ones up here on this farm, and I'll probably get one and keep it in the toolbox. But I'm running short on time, and if I'm gonna pull this thing out, I need to get it. This is gonna be one of the last things I do here today. So let me get on the tractor and let's see if we can pull this thing out. All right, for this chore, I'll be putting it in first gear, not third. It's reverse, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So I got it in first gear, and I'm going to pull this thing out. Thought about putting it in TA low, but so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this thing around. I'll come back here in just a minute. We've got a spot where I'm gonna drag it, and then we can work it up with a chainsaw into firewood. All right, I stopped for a minute. I took my iPhone and took a few pictures of this Farmall hooked to this thing. I want to send that to my brother, and so you know, this arrangement right here seems to be working. Not ideal, not what I would want, and we got the tree broke loose. So let me get back on the tractor and I'll take it to its final resting place before it meets up with a chainsaw on a warmer day. Alright, so I've got it up here. I got a little wood pile over there, and so I got it pulled up here where we can kind of conveniently saw it up. One thing on my chains I'll do sometimes is I put two ends on them. One big end that doesn't fit my clevis, like that one over there, and then one small end, because I never know if I'm hooking to, you know, what I'm hooking to. So it's kind of handy to have two ends on the chain, so I can use it for whatever. So this is a Victory, and we got the chain to actually work. That was a Victory. Got the tractor to start. That was a Victory. We got this little brake pedal lock, kind of jury rig, but that worked. We got a wagon pulled over down into the orchard. That was a Victory. So, you know, I haven't spent a lot of time here on this farm this afternoon, but I've gotten a fair amount done. And you know, we do this over and over when we have time, and you know, we don't necessarily have to put in 16-hour days, you know, when it's cold like this, or maybe even when it's warm. We just kind of chip away at it a little bit at a time, and you know, get stuff done. So Farmall 350. Fast hitch with a clevis and a chain. Got a tree drug out of the orchard. I feel like we've had a pretty good go of it for what little time we put in. So hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, comment, and we'll talk to you later.